Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This was an unexpected impromptu stream that I had time for. So let's go ahead and jump on in. I'm Razim, and this is Dwarf Fortress. We do actually have our stream raiders ready to go. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Start the battle! Jeez. I have to go all the way around. There we go. So Tokame, you had the most troops. And it looks like that's all we've got to assign. Commander Lucario, congratulations on the Flying Rogue Scrolls. Considering that I just started back up and don't really have a lot of people in here, we're gonna pass on the boss fight for now. But we might do it another time. Let's go ahead and get into Dwarf Fortress. So this is our Dwarf Fortress tutorial stream. We've got our main entrance right here. It's built into the hillside. We've had to dig out a few spots here to let some daylight down. It's kind of important to prevent miasma from taking over everything. Miasma is a very bad thing. So in general, you want to try and have your butcher shop somewhere where it can be considered as light. Now, why these are considered as above ground, I don't know. They should be underground now. They might just be too close to the outside and still considered above ground. Used to... Okay, maybe they're all... If they have had light at all, they're now considered above ground permanently. I haven't seen that before. But it works for me. So anyways... this is our main entrance. We've got our bridge here for a gate, which we can, of course, pull up anytime we've got danger coming. Going down, we've got our pasture and a area that I was going to set up nest boxes in. I need to do that still. And going much further down. Well, no, I guess not that much further down. We've got our Great Hall with our kitchen and brewery, and it's also marked as a tavern. Eventually, we will be breaking out through these walls on the sides and putting in tavern rooms. Further down, we've got our nobles' quarters. For all those needy nobles that just can't go without their own personal quarters that are fancy beyond belief. We're starting to dig out for a general temple, which will help our dwarves be a bit happier about things in general, because they'll have somewhere to go worship and pay tribute to their deities. Further down, this is where we're going to start building our crafting halls, our guild halls. We're just waiting for those to get dug out. This is our workshop. You can see all of our individual locations for putting, for storing things here. And, of course, the actual workshops themselves above and below the storage. Down here is where our bedrooms are. We've had a lot of resources on this floor that we've had to dig out. So it's kind of a mess. And by kind of, I mean it is one hell of a huge mess. We're gonna have a lot of work ahead of us to clear this all up and get it built back up to proper status. And then much further down. Is that platinum? Oh, it's Galena. Okay. We'll hold off. Is that platinum? Damn it! That's tetrahedrite. Tetrahedrite would be useful to us for the potential silver. And then, of course, we've got our access to the caverns here. It is currently completely sealed off for safety reasons. And we've got a second cavern further down. Right there, also sealed off. What is this? Cassiterite. So again, when you are playing this game, have the wiki open. Do yourself a favor. Cassiterite. What is that? It's an ore of tin. That can be useful. And then we've got more native gold, which is also useful. Those are gems. Down here, we have native silver. Jaffer, I'm disabling that command. I will be disabling that command because it's just, or that mark reward. It just doesn't have much actual use. Got nearite. I mean, what can it really do? Especially because if I go into a menu, it brings up the menu anyways. It just doesn't have an actual use. Alright, so going much, much further down. Whee! Ah, here we go. So this is our magma forge floor. Yeah, it would be useful for a game like Overwatch and FPS. But I don't play a lot of those. I just do strategy, and for the most part, it just means, okay, I'm not playing for a while. That's kind of what it turns into. But yeah, so we've got our fortresses, or our magma forges down here at the lava. And now to go back up here, actually we're gonna hit F2, go to our workshop. I always recommend that you use the same hotkeys for each playthrough, for each place that you want to go to. Just so you don't have to be like, okay, which one did I set for the workshop on this playthrough? Just a little tip. Alright, mine. Top priority. We're gonna mine out all this microcline because I actually like the looks of it and we'll be using it for a variety of primarily decorative purposes. So let's flag it all to be dug out. And we still have more up here, but we got enough stuff dug out to start actually rebuilding the rooms. So we're gonna start designating for that. So we hit B, then Shift C, then wall, or W for wall. You use U, H, M, and K to resize it. So U to make it taller. And we're gonna make this all out of diorite blocks. Ba-ba-dum, ba-ba-bum. K to make it wider. H and M are to make it thinner or shorter. Just so you know. This can be a slightly tedious process, unfortunately, but I just really wanted those resources. I don't care about more basic stone, there's plenty of that, but microcline is somewhat more rare. There we go. Keep in mind when you are building, you do not want to leave a space without access from one of the cardinal directions. So top, bottom, left, or right. So you want to let them build that and then come back and change it as appropriate. Or to fill in the gap there, rather. Because sometimes your dwarves won't do it properly, and you'll be left with that one spot not actually being built, and you'll have to dig it out and redo it. Hey, Rachella, how you doing? Actually, we can do a 3 wide here. And we'll let them start building some of this now. Ooh, we got a petition. A stoneworker guild. The Guild of Boulders. We will approve that. Alright, they've started to get most of this done. We can at least fill in these gaps now. And that should be good for that bit. A little tip on building with these. It always goes to the top first, then the bottom of where you select. Just a little kind of hot tip key thing. I don't know how to describe it. Dig, priority 1. We're gonna dig that out. We can ignore this stuff for now. This area will be a room as well. I don't know what's back here, so we're just gonna go with the basic room, dugout, and then see what the walls are actually made of. Looks like they haven't canceled anything, which is great. We're gonna wait for them to completely finish all of this. DPD. We're gonna dump all these extra resources. For dumping, they just take it to a particular zone that you specify. So, just remember not to catch any of your dwarves in a dump order, because from what I've heard, I haven't actually paid that close attention, but from what I've heard, it will mean that your dwarves will go strip that person naked and run off with all their stuff. And that makes your dwarves angry. For somewhat obvious reasons. Oh! One of our farmers has been possessed. That means he's gonna go make an artifact for us, provided he has the resources. We are gonna pull up Dwarf Hack. Type in Fast Dwarf and then space 1. That will make them faster and allow them to teleport. Just to get this stuff done a bit faster. Our dwarf has claimed well, he claimed the Crafts Dwarf shop, and he already gathered all of the materials, so we don't have to worry about that. And he's begun the mysterious construction. Asmel Gomathaloth has created Led Dobar, a microcline bracelet. She claims it as a family heirloom. Some of our dwarves have suspended construction, which means that somebody was probably standing on it. So you just hit Q, then hit S to re-enable it. There we go. Don't forget to unpause. We are gonna go ahead and move these doors to facing that direction into the hallway itself. Just because that's how I want it designed. Alright, over here. This room's entire wall is made of valuable resources, so we will deconstruct those. Do that. Or mine those out, rather, not deconstruct. Dig, wall, or build Shift C for structure. Or construction, I think, actually. Wall. Again, you do not want to block them from having access to it in the top, top, bottom, left, or right directions. This one, we can do that. Actually, we could have just done this because of our new design that we're going for. Nope, can't place that yet. Almost made a mistake. All right. Let's start with that. Get these rooms separated horizontally, so it'll be easier overall to build them back up how they're supposed to be. We can go ahead and place this here right now. And we'll hold off on the rest of that. Hey, friendly Festian, how you doing? And yes, Dwarf Fortress. Hey, Buzzsaw, great to see you again. How are you doing? Oh, nice. That's definitely one of the games that I want to stream at some point. Is it better with multiplayer, or do you think it's good as a single player as well? I've been wondering about that. It seems like one of those games that are very much focused on doing it as multiplayer. I already own it, actually. I own it and the first one. So it's basically left... Okay, so it probably would be better as a multiplayer experience. M to shrink. Let's set this to be mined out, so we actually have our hallway. Do that. Yeah, but I'd have to try and find somebody to actually play with. Alright, we can finish up the construction of these bedrooms now. Diorite blocks. Diorite blocks. Looks like this one, yep, this one got suspended. Alright, we're gonna set priority 1 smoothing on this area, so that way we can move those doors over. And then DBD to dump that. And these 3. Ooh, I don't know if I like the sounds of that, but alright. To get rid of these doors, you just hit Q, then X on the door to have it slated for removal. Alright, now B, then D to move the doors over. Now we can do B, Shift C, and wall. And finish off these walls. I think to keep it more uniform, I am going to dig out these two blocks. There we go. Now back over here, we're gonna do priority 1 mining, get that out of there, and then we should be good to go to finish up these bedrooms. Well, the reason I say I don't know if I like the sign, the sounds of that, is the fact that, it's like Terraria, where somebody joins with an endgame character, and suddenly you find yourself facing things far above what you can actually handle. Is it like that, or is it not that bad? Well, you know, Buzzsaw, you and I could play it. You are in the Discord, so... we'll have to set up a time to go play it. What do you mean you don't know? You don't know if you want to come play it with me? Did you suspend that again? Yes, you did. Just move it! Sometimes dwarves are very dumb. Sorry, boss, we can't build this. There's something in the way. Did you try moving the thing? No? Why would we do that? Well, yeah, of course you can't build it if there's something in the way. Oh, that would be weird. Alright, it looks like everything is set up. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, Norska's in it? Alright, all these are done, so let's do D, then S. And we're gonna set it to priority 2. And just designate all of this for smoothing. And we forgot this area. And by we, I mean me, but, you know, it's the majestic we. Now, if you are building a room for like a noble or such, you actually don't want to do what I've done here, digging everything out, because that will mean that you cannot actually take advantage of engraving to increase the value of a area. Because in being able to, you cannot engrave something that has been constructed. So all these walls that we're building, we can't engrave them. We can engrave the stone, or the floor, which will be, it's usually good enough, but I generally try to avoid, I generally try to avoid mining out, like, even if it's gold in the wall. Well, actually, especially if it's gold in the wall, because that will skyrocket the value of the room. Diorite block, diorite block. Nope. Wall. Oh, I accidentally set that wall to be too high. But that's not a big deal. You just hit Q, then X on each spot. And we are going to mine out access to behind this room. Just because there are resources back there I'd like to have access to still. Alright, now all of our bedrooms are set to be smoothed and constructed and good to go. Oh, all right, we can work with that. DS. Let's get this all smooth. What we just had designated to be mined out. We'll go ahead and smooth these ends as well, just so it looks a little nicer. DS. Alright, unsuspend that, and unsuspend that. There we go. So we are changing seasons, which means that it is automatically saving. 12 flintlocks? Jeez. My only wish about the game is that you could play as a Skaven. If I could just change one thing. I mean, there's mods for Left 4 Dead that let you play as freaking raptors. So I'm sure somebody will like, make a mod for Skaven at some point. It could make sense, you know. And we'll smooth that. Oh yeah, that would be great. I would pay for that mod. Well, all right, Commander Lucario. All right, guys, I will be back after this message. But anyways, you do want to set up a wider perimeter than what I have set up here, because where creatures like lycanthropes, they do not, you don't get notified of them until they are detected by something, such as a dog. Well, they're not all wolves. There's were-deer, were-horses, were-elks, were-everything. But you do want to, if you've got enough dogs, you want to set up a large perimeter. Just be aware, your dogs are most likely going to be killed. It sucks, but it is a fact. They will get killed by the were creature, but it at least keeps them away from your actual base. Like right here, putting the dogs right in front. Not a very good idea if I have a were creature show up. But like having long strips guarded by a single dog in a roughly box shape around your base, that's a good idea. Because then it should be detected before it gets to your gate, and then you can have time to possibly pull in your dwarves, or at the very minimum, shut the gate. Just a little tip there on that. Yes, you did miss the D&D stuff. It went very well. Except for somebody, shooting their gun on accident during the stream. I was not thrilled about that. Nobody was injured. He just shot his air conditioner. But he was apparently cleaning it and missed a bullet in the chamber or something. I didn't understand all of what he described there. I don't know guns. But yeah, aside from that, it went well. I don't know guns. If you gave me a gun, I would barely know how to shoot it. However, in Scouts, I did go to a range and shoot some guns as part of Scouts, and I'm a master marksman. Perfect bullseye every time. But I don't think I will be using that skill ever. Alright, let's make sure that our beds are all assigned. Because I'm not sure if I actually assigned all of them. Let's remove that. Because these are a little messed up from when we changed the setup for those bedrooms. So we gotta reassign them. Alright, we're good there. Alright, bed. Put one here. We are gonna need more beds. For sure. I thought that we put them... Okay, yeah, we did. We need more actual... we do need to get more actual doors set to be done. Set that as a bedroom. Apparently they will not build these beds because there's a bed in the way. Okay, there we go. Alright, our doors have been completed. We don't have enough, but we can at least get a few placed down. Okay, we can get one placed down. Exactly, Buzzsaw. Like I said earlier, some of the dwarves are not the brightest. Alright, we've got a caravan. Now, that message that they popped up with saying no outpost liaison, it's weird. I don't understand why they pop up with that. I think it's more of a bug because the way, for some reason, we wound up with the outpost liaison in our base, which is why there's no outpost liaison with the caravan, because there's only one outpost liaison for the entire kingdom. It's weird. Alright, let's move some crafts and stuff over to our trading depot. Apparently those are all we have. We might need to make more craft depots, or more crafts. Dwarf Fortress first came out in 2006. This is technically the second Dwarf Fortress, but it has been free the entire time. They are putting an optional revamped version with graphics on Steam, but from what I understand, the game itself will still be available for free. It's just if you want the graphics, it's more of a way for the developers to get some very much deserved support. Because, I mean, this has been a labor of absolute love, considering they've kept it free, still in alpha, since 2006. And even for it being an alpha game, it's still light years beyond the vast majority of AAA games in its complexity and gameplay potential. I'll just trade what I can with crafts and call it good. I am going to take a look at my stocks before I forget again. So hit Z, go over to stocks, hit E for the enhanced view, and search for bars. So we've got a whole bunch of copper that we could turn into crafts. So let's go ahead and do so. So J, then M to access our manager. We're gonna do copper crafts. And we'll just do 200. I haven't heard anything about the code being bad, but I don't pay that much attention to that stuff, so maybe it does have bad code. Now, coming back down here, we want to get some doors. So we've got 30 beds being made. So let's go with rock door. And we're just gonna have 50 of them made. So we've got some extra on hand. We're gonna set these all to diorite. Just because I prefer to have them all of the same material. There are 2 people that work on it. Though I think there is only 1 programmer. I mean, they do not allow you to modify the code, so I don't think they commented for anybody. Really, as long as they know what's going on, that's all that matters. Alright, we got everything in there. Let's check in our workshop. Okay, so that got disabled. We are gonna make some more shell crafts because we've got a lot of shells. And I'm actually gonna set up a second craft dwarf workshop. So B, then W, and we want a second craft dwarf workshop. Right there. We can't place it up there because then they won't be able to get in. So we're gonna go with mine, 1. Alright, Buzzsaw, enjoy. Dig out a spot for our new Craftsdwarf workshop. Now DS to smooth it, because you cannot smooth it after you've placed a workshop. So B, W, and the Craftsdwarf workshop is R. And we'll just make this out of orthoclase blocks, because I don't care for the looks of orthoclase blocks, and this way it'll get it done. Make shell crafts and repeat forever. And now we're going to do DBD to dump all of these. Get them moved out of here. Dapper's making some masterpiece shell crafts. We're gonna come over here. Our dumping stockpile is right in, so DBC. This is our dumping spot. So everything that we dump gets put into this spot. You gotta come in here every now and then and just reclaim it. We're gonna go all the way down to our magma forges because we're starting to stockpile a lot of ore, and set all this to be smelted. It'll only highlight what you actually have available to you. So magnetite, and we'll do that there. And once all the ore is gone, your dwarves will automatically stop having that marked to be done. There we go. Alright, it should have been long enough for our traders to have set up, so we're gonna hit R to request our trader here at the trading depot. There he is. So Q, then T to trade. We'll take their platinum bars because they can be useful. We'll skip all of that stuff. We will take their glass, as well as their clay. I'll take that rope. Rope can be very useful to have on hand. Just don't pay too much for it. I do have cookies next to me. My favorite snack it would have to be either Doritos, specifically Cool Ranch, or I also really like, whatever you call that, cheese balls. I like cheese balls. Now, these, I believe, are instruments. So we're hitting V to view the item and then V to view it again. Yes, that is an instrument. That is also an instrument. We need a bunch of these. We could construct them ourselves, but all instruments in the game are fully randomized, randomly generated. So you never know, you never really know what it is, what the parts are that are required for it. You just kind of have to consult the wiki and guess. That's a horn, so that's an instrument. We don't need toys. Well, actually, we'll take this toy because it's cheap. We'll take the turkey hen and that rabbit. Ooh, reindeer. Those are useful for making cheese, as well as they've got both a male and female, so we can start a small farm of them. Boar, that would be useful for a food. For meat. We'll take your barrel. Your cheap ones. Buckets are also useful when they're cheap. We don't need any weapons or anything. We can make whatever we want. We got enough resources. Oh, I'm looking forward to the magic update. Bags are insanely useful, but also very annoying to produce. So even if they're a bit expensive, it's generally a good idea to grab as many of them as you can. Cave wheat seeds, yes. Rock nuts. Pigtail bag. Seeds also are very good to have on hand. We don't need a chest. We make everything, all of those. This here, that's 330 value. That's a little bit more than you should spend on a bag. I'd say if it's just over 100, that's okay. But beyond that, you're better off going, just not getting it. We don't want flour. Alright, the cloth bin. This one I considered be a little too much. But we've got leather here. Generally 400 is my, or about 350 is my max for cloth. Unfortunately, cloth does tend to be very expensive, as you can tell. No, you cannot, Festian. And yes, for this game, Buzzsaw, they've been talking about bringing it in here. They already have a little bit of a magic in here, but it's just necromancers. We'll grab these copper bolts. They're not very expensive. And it saves us from having to craft it ourselves. We don't need anvils. We will take these really cheap prepared meats and such. Because those can be useful to have on hand. We don't need fish. Plump helmets are always a good idea to grab more of. Just plants in general, because if you brew them, you can get their seeds back. Which of course means that you can make more. Or grow more, rather. Like all these berries and cucumbers and other stuff. Not a bad idea to take them. Thread and yarn is also good to have on hand. You do want to be careful about having a loom with thread around, at least until after you've built your hospital, because your dwarves will automatically start spinning the thread and yarn into cloth. And, well, that takes away from you being able to use them, use the thread in the hospital. We'll grab both of these backpacks. Backpacks and quivers are very useful for your military. So, grabbing them, not a bad idea. We'll grab a little bit of this cheese. Cheese is good. We just won't take all of it. We don't need more splints or crutches right now. And that's it for what they've got available. We have selected over 11,000, almost 12,000. So we're gonna have to trade a lot of stuff to actually get what we want here. Crafts are great for selling. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. Mugs are also kind of decent to sell, as you can always make more. We're not gonna sell our nest boxes. I might have accidentally already marked some nest boxes to sell. Whee! You do want to be careful about anything that has a weird name like this. That is a artifact, and your dwarf that made it will be very mad if you sell it. They're worth a lot of money, or a lot of value, but don't sell it. And definitely make sure you skip your bins, because you want to keep your bins. If you don't care about keeping a bin, you can just mark the bin itself, and it will sell everything in the bin as well. I don't want to sell my bins, because then I'll have to make more, and I already don't have enough set up as it is. That's one of my nest boxes. So we gotta go, so the trader gets about a 6,000 profit. If we can actually pull that off. I don't know if we've got enough stuff here to sell. But we'll find out here in a moment. Not the nest box. We're keeping all of our nest boxes. Yeah, basically, Buzzsaw. Basically. Though it's more of, you're not selling it in front of them, it's that they go to look at it, look for it later, and don't find it, and then they get very mad because it's gone. Man, these mussel shell things, they don't sell for a huge amount. But considering how many I can produce from the mussels, it's actually not a bad option for trade. And again, we get so many of these. Alright. So when you are trading, you want to go to about 1.5 times the amount that you are trading. So as you might be able to read it, the value of everything that I've selected is almost 12,000. So 1.5 times is around 6,000. Again, you want to make sure that you go over what you're trading, because then the trader will be happier and bring better resources for you next time. And then you just hit T to trade. And there you can see Zuglar seems ecstatic with the trading. I like to give a little bit of some extra stuff to them as a gift, because then they take it back to their faction leader and the faction leader likes you more. I usually do about 1,000 extra. As you can see here, the value of what I've selected is 0 because I'm not getting anything for this. So trader profit will be 1,000. And you can just hit O now to offer it. Are you sure you want to offer these goods? You will receive no payment. Enter to OK. And as he said, he will see that our leader gets this offering. And now you hit G to come in here and unmark these things from being traded. Otherwise, they're very likely to be kept in here for the entire year. Or until the traders come back. And then you just hit R so your trader can go off back to work. Now, our crafters are already getting right into weaving the thread. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this building for now. So that way we don't have to worry about them doing that constantly and using all of our thread that we need for our hospital. So you do B, actually let me check. So JM, rock cabinets, we've got enough that we could start putting them in these. If you see all these little items here on the floor, this alpaca wool cap, the copper figurine, and sheep wool cap, etc. Just do B, then A or F for cabinet. And a cabinet is a place where your dwarves will store stuff. They really like having access to somewhere to store their belongings. So that will make them quite a bit happier. I have some extra copper cabinets. I honestly don't know why. Export of battle axes is prohibited. Alright, we weren't trading any of those anyways. So I'm not sure why we have the extra cabinets, the extra copper cabinets, but we're gonna place them we are gonna start up a general public kind of mausoleum up here. So dig out and go all the way up. It looks like this has all been done, so we're gonna do DBD to have all this stuff dumped. And then DS to smooth it. You have to smooth stuff first before you can start engraving it. So we're just setting that at max priority there, so it'll get done faster. Alright, so I like to do one space in between. So we're gonna have 4 here, and that will be grave here, grave there, grave, etc. So the door will go here. And then we will go ahead and dig this out to here. I'm digging this spot because I want that resource there. We're gonna leave that off because I don't know what material it is, and that'll be the exterior wall on this. So that'll be an entrance. And then we got 4 more here. Alright, so we only want this resource. And then the rest of it will just fill up with more, with wall. And I will leave this here as smoothed wall. I used to do it where the temple surrounded the, like the temple was on top of the graveyard kind of area, but they changed it in a recent update, so that is not as, that's not really a possibility anymore. Because now your dwarves will also want to have access to area to dance in. I don't know why, but they do. You also want to be careful about flagging spots like these for dumping, because your dwarves will not be happy if you take their stuff away. They're very picky. I think I'm gonna put one of these copper cabinets here and the other in here. Oh, alright, Buzzsaw. That's alright. I hope you sleep well when you do. Alright, so cabinet. And we're just gonna stick these cabinets in here. It'll make our dwarves happier to have a at least slightly nicer bedroom, because it does add to the value of their bedrooms. So that's what we're doing here. Alright, that's fine. I appreciate the forewarning. Alright, we're out of cabinets for them. Cabinets are basically wardrobes. Alright, so we're out of, that message there means that we are out of gold ore. So that means that they're not, they just automatically canceled the, as you saw there, it went, when I hit escape, it went to a black screen. You just hit escape again, go back to the menu, and then hit escape to, come back in like so. And that clears that up, if you run into it. Alright. So we're gonna smooth all that out. Priority 1. We're gonna set priority 4 for the hallway, because I frankly don't care about the hallway being done quicker. So just do that. But we are running out of time to get one of the guild halls set up, so we've got to get that going ASAP. We did get another petition for a stonemason guild, so we're gonna have to build that. Let's see. These are 15 by 15, I believe. Oh wait, no, they need to be 15 by 15. I had exited out to see what I actually built on a previous playthrough and found that it was actually 15 by 15 that I meant to do, as opposed to 14 by 14. I don't think they actually need to be this big, but I like to do that anyways. Alright. Mine that out. And then we'll go ahead and set up another guild hall. We'll just set it at priority 4. Because we don't need it done as fast. Voila. And we'll do that as well. And actually, we're making these bigger, so let's do that. Do this. And now B, then D, to have all this stuff dumped and gotten out of here. Hey, Wired, how you doing? There we go. Now we can unpause. Ah, right. Sometimes you might forget to, if you get a message like this, that donkey most likely was either born here or just didn't actually get, it might be in a cage, something along those lines. When you see that, just find wherever your pasture is and hit I, Shift N, Shift G for the grazing things, and just move them all in there. I'm gonna do the caged as well. Get all of our caged animals in here. We're gonna do B, D. Place some doors here, 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 and here. Doors are very important for your nest box area, because without doors, your dwarves will automatically go in and gather any eggs that are laid. Oh, you're super tired? Why don't you go get some sleep then, Wired? But if you don't want your dwarves to automatically gather all of the eggs that are laid, you'll want to have doors that you can then just do forbid passage. That way, because if they gather all the eggs, that means you're not getting more animals. You're not getting more birds. And then set a zone. Pen/pasture, Shift N. Now comes the less than fun part. Ooh, search egg. Okay. That's not... Oh, crap. I hit F11. That'll make it go full screen. You'll want to avoid that. Well, maybe you don't. I don't know. Alright, so we're going to have to go down through this list and find all of our animals that lay eggs. A lot of them are easy. I mean, rooster, hen, duck, drake, goose. I'm pretty sure a gander is the male version of a goose. Yeah. So stick that in there. I believe that guinea hens are also egg layers. guinea fowl, they are egg layers. So move them in there. Turkey, hens, and gobblers. We don't need horses in there. That's a monkey thing. Wombat doesn't need to go in there. Cavy boars. Those, I believe, are pets. Yeah, they're just pets. They're worthless for anything except for being pets. What is a gosling? Okay, it's a bird as well. There's a turkey hen here. Actually, I think all of those have been claimed by dwarves as pets. Yeah, we're gonna avoid putting those in there. If they've got a name, in general, it's a bad idea to pasteurize them. Ah, here's a stray duck, stray gosling, goose, peregrine falcon. We're gonna leave that in our pasture. You don't really want your, you know, bird of prey to be in the same room as all of your chickens. Generally a bad idea. And there's another goose. I need to stream Untitled Goose Game at some point. Alright, so now B. And it is Shift N for nest boxes. I generally like to have two space in between each nest box. There's no reason for it, just what I prefer to do. Also, your birds and such do not require they do not require the floor to be the grass and such. I do not get it. But yeah, you don't have to have that. I just kind of like that more natural look to it. Like they're actually out in a pasture. It's just my personal aesthetic preference. Alright, we need 12 more nest boxes. So 12. We're gonna specify them to be made out of diorite. Oh! Our copper, we've almost got 200 copper crafts already. I'm gonna set a new order for shell crafts. Just to make sure they don't disappear on me. We'll do 400. If we get too much spam about it not being able to be done, we can just remove it later. It's not a big deal. We are going to do a new brew drink from plant. 200. Oh, yeah. I've had people do that to me as well, Buzzsaw, except it was rats. Oh, so these are all eggs. They don't really show up very well on here, or it's more that these chickens are laying eggs. All these birds are laying eggs now. Alright, those have been validated. We're still missing fruit. Oh, what was that? Needs empty food storage item. Oh. Well, we got a few more barrels being made. I'm gonna actually go ahead and set for some rock pots, which are the same thing as the barrels. It's just made of rock instead of wood. Yeah, it was a mostly Skaven colony, Wired. Alright, Buzzsaw, have a good night. Thank you for coming by. Alright, we gotta get all this smoothed out. Get this all smoothed out. So this one is going to be our hospital, and I'll show you guys how to set up a hospital in a moment. Do all this. Now B, then D. Dump all these items. Get them out of here. Now we are going to queue a new order for copper doors. Let's see, we need 4 per guild hall. So 16 of them. We also want some copper tables. We'll just go with 20. Copper thrones, 20 of those. We will need some copper chests. Do we already have some though? So BH. We've got some containers. Looks like they're all bags. So JM, Q new order, copper chest. We need 4 of those just for the hospital. You do need chests for your hospital because they are copper chests, or chests in general. That's where they store various materials for the hospital itself. So you got to make sure that you've got those on hand. And I think that's all we need. Coming back into the manager, I am going to do max priority on all of these so we can get them done faster. You just select them and do T, and that'll make them more higher priority to be done. Now we've hit I to designate a region. And we're gonna go ahead and set up our meeting area with M. L to assign location. Add location with A. And then G for the guild hall. Now, in general, like the stone workers, we've got 12 workers. You can see down here, they've already technically established a guild. That is one that we need to actually put in here, make an actual guild hall for. There was another one that we had from before. I don't remember. Crafts Dwarf Hall. That's the one that they want. Let me make sure we don't have any others. Oh, it looks like we also need a farmer hall. So we're going to need that other hall as well. Good thing I checked, because I didn't remember having 2 that were waiting on me. Alright. So we will want to we'll set up our farmer hall in here. That was not what it was supposed to be. X. G. I don't know why that did it that way. L. So I guess that's just the name of the guild hall itself, while the name of the guild is one thing. So let's designate this. Say what one more time? Not sure what I said that you want repeated. So M, then L, add location, G for Craft Guild Hall. We'll go ahead and put our Stoneworker Hall here. And then this one. Boom. M for meeting area, L for assigned location, add location, G for guild hall, and we need to give our crafts dwarves a hall. And you can hit L when you're not in any menus to go take a look at all of these. The farmers didn't actually ask for a guild hall yet. As you make them higher quality, they'll become a better and better guild hall. How to raise priority for, you just do plus and minus when you're designating an area. So like DS. Smoothing stone doesn't really work very well for this. But down here, you can see set priority. Plus, minus. The lower the number, the higher the priority. So all of these are set to priority 1, which means they will be done ASAP. I want these to be just priority 4 because I don't care when they get done. Just so long as they actually get done. And we'll also set that to be smoothed as well. Hey there, Lightning Dragon. How you doing? Now we're gonna do I for another zone and designate this as a meeting area M as well as a hospital H. So as you can see here, we're going to need a lot of beds. We're going to need tables. So beds are where your injured dwarves will rest. Kind of obvious. Tables are where they actually perform surgery and such if it's required. Traction benches keep them still. So if you need, like, if they are, like in a lot of TV shows where you see people in full body casts with their legs up in the air hanging from a little string and stuff, that's basically a more modern version of the traction bench. And then boxes / bags or chests, those are something that you need to place down as well. A lot of purple what? Oh, sand? That's technically yellow sand? Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. It's really weird. Oh, the world itself? Yeah, those are, that's an evil biome. Generally stay away from there unless you really know what you're doing. I myself stay away from there because I don't know enough of what I'm doing to handle one of those. Alright, so now we're gonna do D, then E to engrave stone. And we're gonna set that as priority 1 with minus. And I like to just designate the entire center for that. I know, right, Wired? It's really weird how that works. Even their body parts will come back as zombies. So keep that in mind as well. Yeah, evil biomes are basically just chaos incarnate. Boone is really going to town engraving all this stuff. Holy crap. What is going on here? Oh, we've got some more migrants. That's not really a good thing right now. We've got so many people already. And we've got plenty of food and drink stores. It's more the fact that we don't have enough bedrooms for them all. Yeah, that would be a hallelujah moment for dwarves. Now with this texture pack, as you can probably tell, there's no visible difference between one area being engraved and the next. That is something that it used to show up, kind of like with these walls here where you can tell that they've been engraved. But for some reason the texture pack took that away from floors. I don't really like that fact. I prefer the old way. What are you all doing? I don't know what that dwarf is doing. But to make sure that all of your engraving has been done so you can start building, You just do D and you'll see what's highlighted. What is highlighted has not been done yet. So most of these have been finished. All right. So we've got all that done, which means we can start building. B, then D. We're gonna put our copper doors in. I think I'm gonna go down here and place our diorite doors in place before, just to make it a little faster. Get those out of the way. There we go. I like to use copper because it's a good, it's got a decent value, but it's not using up valuable, resources for making extra good tradable crafts or such from, especially because guild halls don't need to be that fancy. Now we are going to, first off, B and then T for table. Let's make sure okay, we've got some extra microcline and diorite tables, as well as gold tables. I don't know why we have those. They're probably just extras left over. I'm gonna just put them in here, because we can remove these later, but this will add to our temple's quality. Table, yeah, we'll put these in here as well. With the temple, you do not want to cover that center area with anything. Because that is the dance floor. And if you block it, they get mad. Alright, so let's do H for container. Place down our copper chests in here. I like to put them right next to the doors. I'm gonna go back to the main menu, switch over to my other save file, just to make sure that I'm doing this the same way, because I really liked the design for the hospital that I came up with on my other playthrough. I just want to double check and make sure. Because guild halls are new since I last played, so I don't have it exactly ingrained in my memory yet. Alright, play now. Let's open this up. Oh yeah, the design itself isn't really set in stone, but there are some good options to keep in mind. Technically, I go a little overboard with my building for the hospital and such, because you really only need a couple of you only need a couple of tables and such. Alright, let's make sure that this is actually 15. Yeah. So you can see this finished hospital here. I've got bed, table, traction bench. Bed, table, traction bench. And that's just what I kind of prefer. So now that I've verified that, so it looks like I went 4x4 in, or 2x2 in. So now I can go back to my other playthrough and make sure I get it exactly how I like it. I will say that you do generally want to have a space around your, you generally want to have a space around your bed, around each individual bed, table, traction bench combo, or at least just a space around everything, because otherwise sometimes it can get a little finicky with your dwarves being like, I can't access it. For no real reason. Just to spite you, I guess. There we go. Continue playing. This one, play now. Bum ba dum ba da bum bum ba da bum ba. So let's build our first bed here. There. This will give us a guideline to work with, just to make sure that it gets done exactly how I want it. Alright. So B bed. So we've got table, then space, another bed, table, space, bed. And we'll just keep that centerpiece open. And we're going to need more beds for this. And because we reloaded, as you can probably tell, our fast dwarf got turned off. So you just gotta go turn that back on real fast. Ba-dum-ba-bum-ba. Ba-da-da-ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-dum-bum-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-bum. We are going to make this max priority. Same for this and this. Get those done faster. So now we want, we should have only copper tables left. Yep. So copper table, copper table. The design of guild halls themselves are very much not set in stone. Remove that. I did not mean to actually place that there. These go here for the upper ones. There we go. So we're gonna need 16 traction benches, which will also require tables as well as chains or ropes. So we're gonna make some more copper tables. We're just gonna go with 16. And copper... we'll hold off on chains and ropes, see if we actually need those. Go back into the manager, make sure that's on top. So now let's hit H, check how much. All right, so we got all the thread and cloth we need, as well as splints, crutches, powder for casts, and buckets. We're all good on those. Let's go ahead and have some extras of each requested in here. Especially thread, because you'll notice that you run into a lot of problems with not having enough thread. Ba-dum-bum. Ba-da-da-dum-bum, bum, ba-dum-bum, ba-ba-dum, bum, ba-da-la-da-ba. Ba-dum, 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 ba-bum, ba-dum. So we are running into a lot of problems of not enough stuff. So let's go ahead and build ourselves another carpenter's workshop. Can we place this up here? Yes, we can. And I like to just use orthoclase on these because I don't want to use it for anything else. We'll put another carpenter's work. Well, no, I think 2 is going to be good enough. Because only one dwarf can work in a workshop at a time. So for things that you use a lot, like mason, crafts dwarf, things like that, you do want to have a lot of them. You know what? We will build a second or a third carpenter's workshop. So it's just B, W, then C for carpenter. Where's our orthoclase? There they are. Even though nobody's actually going to build them. Let's make sure our auto labor is on. Enable auto labor. Alright. And enable auto haul. Oh wait, I think it's auto hauler. There we go. Anybody that's idle will automatically be assigned to just hauling now. Let me double check and make sure the auto labor stays on with that. Oops. Okay. We're not getting those done, so we're gonna go and manually set it with Dwarf Therapist now. Let's just find wood crafting. We got 2 with this labor enabled. Let's go ahead and enable it for them. You as well. You've got tanning, but let's give you wood crafting as well. And commit. So that way it'll send that off to here, and they'll automatically be assigned as wood crafters. So now we should start getting things done quite a bit faster. All the masterpiece muscle shell crafts from Jaffer here. Jeez. And Dodoc's got a lot of them too. How do you get what to work? Dwarf Therapist? You have to do read, and then it pulls from... technically what it does is it pulls from Task Manager. The process on Task Manager, that's what Dwarf Hack and Dwarf Therapist pull from. And Dwarf Hack does sometimes overwrite what you put into Dwarf Therapist. It's a bit annoying, as you can probably see here. All those people I just assigned to wood crafting just got reassigned to other tasks. For no real reason. But that is because I have auto labor on. So I'm going to disable auto labor for now. And then use this. For if you're just starting out with the game, I recommend not messing around with this. Because that's a lot of micromanaging that you've got to do. So you just pick a dwarf, click on the box, and you'll see over here these are pending changes. You come down here to commit changes and it'll apply them to the game. In general, if you are going to micromanage it, like this guy, they're not really doing much else. So we're gonna have them start learning wood crafting. They will not make very high quality if they are low skill. So keep that in mind. We want to go back up here. Alright, those all got validated. It looks like all of our traction benches have been completed already, which is nice. So then it is B to build, and then the traction bench is Shift R. Shift R. Traction benches are based on the table that was used when making them. So like all of these, I wanted them all to be copper. And so that's why I made a bunch of extra copper tables and made sure that those were the only option in our crafting. Or in our stockpiles and such. Traction benches can use either chains or ropes. So you can use either one. Looks like we might have enough beds to finish this now. There we go. I will fully admit, I do not understand those icons with Dwarf Therapist, but you are correct. I believe that they refer to the dwarf, like this icon I believe means that they are female, but they are either bisexual or lesbian. Because there are gay dwarves. It's just a matter of their preference. I don't really understand it fully, though. I'll just admit that I generally don't bother with these things. But for all I know, it could be that they are herms and such. Who knows? As long as I got a few babies coming in, I don't really care what they want to do in their personal time. And as long as they actually do their jobs. That's important too. Oh! Okay, so this bird is very her right lung is mangled beyond recognition. Her right false ribs is mangled beyond recognition. That poor bird. Jeez. And unfortunately, this one is a pet of somebody, so I can't just butcher it to put it out of its misery. Now, so going into these, as you can see, they are all considered grand guild halls. But as you can also see this green text here, only members can visit. You want to change restriction to all visitors welcome. Because then you will get visitors that are really, you'll potentially get visitors that are really skilled in these particular, what they're, the, skill, that are really skilled in those, and they'll actually teach your dwarves to be better. Not always, but sometimes. Now here we need to assign location, add location, craft guild hall, and we are going to set this to just basic doctor. And it has been assigned the name of the Lovely Tomes. It is okay to combine, and actually a good idea, to combine your hospital and your doctor guild hall. So keep that in mind. Now we are gonna go build T for table. And I like to put some tables in here with chairs, so that way our various people can sit, relax, and discuss various things.
Rank up. Hold the line.
Oh!
This hamlet shall not fall.
Salford Sal, thank you very much for that raid. Welcome everyone, I'm Raw Zim. We are doing a Dwarf Fortress tutorial tonight. Welcome, this is part 6. The rest of it is on our YouTube if you'd like to watch. We do variety streaming here on the channel, things like Dwarf Fortress. We've done RimWorld every now and then, a lot of Total War Warhammer 2 lately, all sorts of stuff. Good luck trying to make it there, Clinodav. Actually, wouldn't be that hard. We don't have any guards up. I'm really bad about getting guards set up quickly. So something else that you do want in your craft guild halls are display cases for your dwarves to actually show off things that they've made. Jadar, I typically try to, I mean, my workshop, I don't care so much about having it all uniform, but like my bedrooms, most of them are all uniform. Except for these ones, which are orthoclase in the walls, which I just don't want more orthoclase in my fortress, so I leave them in the wall. I generally try to match things, though. It does look much nicer that way. I'm very much the kind of guy where I care about the aesthetics.
A steadfast supporter.
Jalisar, thank you very much for that follow and welcome. What were you playing, by the way, Salford? Let me give you a shout out. Oh, you were doing Dwarf Fortress too. No, it's the Meth plus Vordak. That's the one that I use, Jedar. But yeah, we do all sorts of games here on the channel. We actually have Dungeons and Dragons most Tuesdays and Wednesdays, as well as Lancer, which is a tabletop about mechs in space. That one we generally stream on, or we do stream most Fridays. And then there's Starfinder on Saturdays. So do hit that follow button and come enjoy some of our other offerings here on the channel. Yes.
Enjoy your stay.
No, Jadar, I do have Dwarfak. I definitely make a lot of use out of Dwarf Hack. Salford, thank you very much for that follow. I will go give you a follow here in a little bit. Clinodev, thank you very much as well. Alright, we got our doors ready. We are going to need more beds.
Our community grows.
Lots of follows, thank you all. Jadar, thank you for that as well. Alright, cabinet. Cabinets I generally don't, beds and cabinets I don't generally match. Just because it's a little too much to micromanage. So I let them have whatever they want. Whatever they build it out of. Oh, I did not actually know that, Clinodev. I just used the lazy noob pack, to be honest. It's just easier. We've got one bedroom over here without a cabinet. There it is. Alright, let's set up these beds for actual bedrooms. I don't care who claims them. Just go claim one. If you really want to micromanage this game more, you could actually make sure that you are paying attention to what each dwarf likes, giving them beds and cabinets and other furniture made out of that material. But seriously, unless you've got only like 10 dwarves, don't try it. That just gets way too convoluted. I personally prefer the graphics. I'm very much the kind of person that prefers to it's all about the aesthetics for me. Like I really don't like the fact that this wall and the constructed wall look different. I don't like that. I deal with it because it's not too noticeable if I'm just passing through, but in general, I don't like it. It's all about the aesthetics, and you don't get aesthetics out of ASCII. Alright, do we have more beds? No, we don't. How many frickin' dwarves do we have now? We've got 69 dwarves. And bedrooms. We're gonna need more than that. So, let's see. We've got 69 dwarves, well 70 basically, because that baby will grow up eventually and need their own bedroom. So 70, we're gonna need, you know what, I'll just do 30 beds. Queue those up. Oh, nice, Clinodev. I'm looking forward to that then. Because, yeah, I've never understood why you couldn't engrave a wall that you constructed. It's like, if anything, that would seem to be easier to engrave, to me at least. I am really looking forward to the Steam release. I cannot wait for that to come. Alright, so we're gonna need 30 more bedrooms. Luckily, we got 31 doors. Well, roughly 30 more bedrooms. Yeah, we'll just make 30. We'll use up all these doors that we have crafted. Alright, place all this down. I am glad that the Meth plus Vordak pack has revamped Microcline. Which named dwarves are you referring to, Jadar? I got a lot of... Oh, you mean in here? These ones, like this one's me, and otherwise we've got a lot of people. These are all, various viewers that have come by that I just name a dwarf over. Or if you check our, mark rewards, you can also have a dwarf or animal person, or even elf or human if you really want them, spawned in with your name, as well as a few skills that you pick out. Have I built exactly as many bedrooms as I'm gonna need for now? Okay, I've got 2 extra. And I'm gonna have 2 more diorite doors built soon. Ethereal influence is primarily for our like the minor and major, or minor and moderate ones and the channel points. Those are primarily for our tabletop campaigns. You can actually influence various things into them. Like, we've got one viewer who comes in at the start of the stream. He doesn't talk much, but he always drops a moderate influence of a +2 bonus to rolls, to a roll for each party member. We also had somebody else who used a game-breaking influence to put in a extra special kind of crossbow gun thing. He called it a load bow. That he put in as well. The game-breaking and major ethereal influences are only available through our Sable Crowns, which you can see yours. You won't have many if you're new here, which I think I've seen you before, Jadar. But Sable Crowns are the main... You mainly get those through the various mini-games as well as donating. I am not the DM of any of the games. We have other DMs. It's a lot of work to DM and manage the stream at the same time. So I don't actually DM unless the DM needs a break or something. Like, I might be DMing the Wednesday game for a while, because the DM there, I think, needs a small break. But yeah, I'm not usually the DM. Viewers can also influence negative things, such as bringing a bear that we just killed as the party back to life 4 times. Or was it 3 times? One of the two. That happened. We also have donation goals that the DM sets. As you can see, okay, it was 3 times wired. Thank you. A player literally killed a bear 3 times. The first time it came, as you can see, the crab, the donation goal for tonight's D&D was giant enemy crab. And so when that donation goal was filled, we had to fight a 75-foot tall crab. That was not fun. Yeah, zombie yogi. Exactly, Festian. So you can make them positive or negative. The sky is the limit. Just gotta make sure it's the right influence level for your for what you're wanting to have done. And my job is generally, I say yes or no on whether it is appropriate, whether you've redeemed an appropriate level. Then I send it to the DM, and the DM decides to approve or deny it at that time as well. Then I do have general ethereal influence, which is for any game. Again, there's not many limits on what you can have done with that. The thing there, though, is it's gotta be something that I can realistically do with the game. Some examples there primarily come from RimWorld, where people will redeem to have me just auto-tame. Well, actually, I have since added individual rewards to tame various creatures, but another thing would be they gave me a plot of fertile soil that I just spawned in on RimWorld. So they were, that was one thing that they did with the general ethereal influence. That answer your question? I know that might be information overload there, sorry. Alright, we got more beds. Let's get these all placed and set up. Again, I'm just hitting B, then enter, and then I don't care what type of bed is put in there, so I just hit enter again for whatever it auto-selected. Some more cabinets with F. I think I am going to specify what material to make the rest of these cabinets out of, because I do want to save my microcline for other purposes. So probably just make the rest of them out of like mudstone or something. JM, rock cabinet. Oh, there's only one left. Okay. Never mind on that. The lore for our D&D games is somewhat homebrew, or for our various tabletop games. For Echoes of Eberron, which is our Tuesday game, it takes place in Eberron. The Wednesday game, Tales of Miraleth, that one takes place in the world of the Forgotten Realms. However, it's basically that it's a large continent / island that has popped up within the last few 100 to 1,000 years. That is in this that it's actually taking place, but it's technically in the same world as the Forgotten Realms. Mostly so the DM didn't have to come up with a bunch of new deities and such. He could just, okay, so these are the deities available. Good, good, great. Moving on. Alright, let's build ourselves more beds. F for cabinet. We use Fantasy Grounds, and by all means, I welcome the questions. I mean, there's a reason I tagged tonight as AMA. Ask me anything. Appropriate. They already got that done. Just for those that have freshly come in, I'm actually using Fast Dwarf with the teleportation on, mostly just to get things done faster. Alright, B, D, and let's finish up these doors here. Beds. I like to take bedrooms one section at a time, because that way you don't accidentally miss one. Alright, I think we are going to need more cabinets. Let's see. So we're going to need 16 more cabinets. Oh, wait. 15 more. Mudstone. Yeah. Might as well use up that mudstone. Rock cabinet. Alright, we are, again, J then M. Alright, Jadar, have a good night. Thank you so much for coming by. Yeah, I've got homebrew furry races that we generally use for our games, Festian. Alright. We're gonna need 6 more. Rock cabinet, 6. And we'll make these out of... Sure, orthoclays. Works for me. All right. We gotta wait for these cabinets to get done. Looks like most of them are already nearly done. Sorry about that. Was refilling my vape. Alright, BF. Let's get these cabinets placed so that way we can finish up these bedrooms over here. Perfect. Why are you throwing a tantrum? We are having a lot of our dwarves, not happy right now. I will admit, I've got no idea why. I know that there is or at least was, a bug in here that would sometimes that makes your dwarves just be unreasonably unhappy. I know that there's a dwarf hack script to fix that. I think we're gonna go... I have no idea if that bug is still in here. Alright. Dwarf hack. Make happy. Okay, thank you, Clinodev. I wasn't sure about that. I knew that it used to be broken, but it's been a little while since I last played. So I wasn't sure, and there's been a few updates, so I wasn't sure if they actually fixed that or not. Fill needs dash all. And let's quick save. So that should fix that. Festian, no, there is not a place for them to pray yet. I was working on that before I got sidetracked by bedrooms. Because, you know, they also need bedrooms to be happy. So I've been working on those. Alright, so we are short 3 beds. And we do not have more queued, so let's go ahead and just prepare for the future a little bit. Well, this here is where we are going to be building our, this is our temple for general worship, because we haven't had anybody request a specific temple yet. So let's just do meeting area, assign location, add location with A, and then T for temple. And no specific deity. And we're gonna want to decorate this. I believe I already have... Oh wait, no, I didn't actually make those doors. Did I? No. Alright, so J, then M for the manager. New order with Q. And we want gold door. We're gonna have 2 of those made. We also want an altar. Gold altar. Actually, we'll go ahead and put 2 of them in here. And gold statues to help raise the value. We got plenty of gold for all this, so it's not a big deal. We also need chests to store the instruments that they'll require. I am really glad that Toady did not make us have to put a bunch of benches in here. I will say that right now. Having to put 90 chairs in there would be annoying. I'm glad he was just like, just have a dance floor. Yes, I was gonna make gold chests. Actually, I think I already have some of those. Let's see, offering place, Alt A. We don't have one of those yet. Alright. And then container H. We don't have any of those. Alright. Wasn't sure if we already had gold chests or not. Yeah, guild halls are great too for stress relieving. But there's also so many crafts and guilds that you have to build. I personally would say that they need to set it so that your guild halls, it's a group of them. Like, instead of having one guild hall for each of these, have all 4 of these in one guild. Just do wood crafting, and it includes carpentry, bowery, all of that. Then one for masonry, one for animals, one for doctors, instead of an individual one for each individual guild. Because that just is a lot of stuff to build. But that's just my 2 cents on this. My mouse is not wanting to cooperate with me recently. I really need a new one. Oh yeah, Salford, and I'm okay with that in general. I don't really like micromanaging too much. I like some micromanagement, but not that much. Alright, we are apparently out of orthoclays. Alright. Well, we'll move that to a different resource. Yeah, we'll do mudstone. At least for one. All right. And the last one can be bauxite, sure. Now B, then D for door. Gold door. Gold door. And then we want Alt A for the offering place. And we will stick these up here. Alt A. Again, this center area, you don't want to put anything in because they want a 25 by 25 dancing area. For some reason. I really don't get it. Statue. There we go. And then chests with H for container. And these will stick down here. Oh, really, Clinodev? I did not realize that they were different, actually. I thought they were one and the same. All right. We'll assign a performer. That will be Jaffer because he specifically wanted to be a performer. As he put it, the Bone Bard. Because he's great at making bone crafts and such. Now B, then capital I for instruments. Because we do have a few instruments that can be placed down in here. Some instruments are big enough that they need to be placed somewhere, whereas others are smaller and can go inside a chest. We'll go ahead and put our other instruments in here for now, at least. Our dining hall. Oh, yeah, I can get that, Clinodev. Dwarves really are not very smart. They really aren't. Alright, so our temple is set up. So that way they can at least go worship and meet that need. And we don't have to worry about them getting angrier because they can't, you know, satisfy that. Table. I think we've used up all of our copper tables. So, 8. We need 11 of them and 22, or how many chairs do we have actually? Okay, we probably have enough, or not quite enough copper thrones. Let's get more copper tables. I know, right, Salford? But look at this fine door! 11 of those. I just personally like to put some chairs and tables into my guild halls. I realize they're not really needed, as far as I'm aware at least. You do need display cases, but chairs and such, not so much. I just like it because, you know, it's a guild hall. They would have chairs and whatnot to sit down at. So we're gonna need 8 more chairs for that room and 2 more for there. So a total of 10. Alright, so JMQ for new order, copper, throne. So 10 more thrones. Make those all top priority. Alright, now let's also get ourselves some... How are we doing on copper, actually? Z, then go over to stocks, E for enhanced. Bars, we got... Holy crap, we've got a lot of iron bars. And gold. Copper, we still have quite a bit. So let's do JMQ new order. Display case. Oh, right, it doesn't matter. We'll do 4 each. So 16 of them. We might need to make some glass. And before I forget it, we should probably get some copper toys made. We're just gonna go with 10. We don't need a huge amount of them. Just a few to keep our children happy. Bum ba dum bum bum. Ba da da dum bum 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 ba dum ba ba bum bum ba dum. Bum bum ba da dum bum. Ba da 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 da. And we're quick saving right now because it's switching from one season to the next. I didn't initiate this. Oh, saving can take so long. So what season are we on? Oh, we're in winter now. Uh-oh. Alright, all of our tables and chairs are done. So let's get those placed. Over here. Bada boom. Badum ba bum ba da badum bum bum ba da dum ba bum. Ba-da-da-da-ba. And again, it's plus and minus to move around in this menu on the right. In case anybody needs a refresher on that. Oh, right. I already placed most of the copper thrones. I was like, why am I running out of copper thrones already? All right. So our guild halls are mostly done. Ah, we need windows. Okay. So window. I'm just gonna do them all with green glass. Did we have a petition? No, we did not. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, we got a thief. Where are you? There you are. You got detected early. Cool. They really don't get very close before they're detected. Holy crap, this is full. I really gotta find a better spot for all of this stuff. Well, those of you that have a little bit of experience, what do you do for, refuse piles? Because as you can see, mine are kind of full. I think I got like one empty spot in here. No, there's another. What do you recommend doing? You know, I've never actually understood how to dump stuff into a hole. I've never actually understood that mechanic. Oh, most of this is mussel shell. Good God, game. Why do we have so many mussel shells? I'm crafting as many crafts out of it as I can, but jeez. That is way too much. Also, I think we are going to finally finish building up this area. Ah, thank you, Salford. But does that interfere with the quantum dumping storage thing? Because I do make use of that as well. Yeah, no joke, Tokame. Let's go ahead and make another 2 more crafts dwarf workshops. Get more bone crafts. I do not. No. No, there's another thief. At least they're all getting detected really quickly. Well, it's just a spot that is designated as a garbage dump. That's all it is. Microcline blocks. It would not, Salford. It's right next to my, it's in my workshop area. Remember, guys, do not, when you're building something, do not tell your dwarves to build, don't block off the corners. Just another reminder about that, because then there's a possibility they won't actually build that spot in the corner. Yeah, I typically put my quantum storage because I use it for just simple things like boulders and such. I typically just leave those in near the rest of the boulders. There is some ore that gets thrown in there sometimes gems. Alright, walls. Or cross sections. Don't block off cross sections either. Alright, now our farms are looking nicer. And our main entrance and stuff. Again, most of what I do on here is for the aesthetic of it. These aren't really required, especially for a farm. But I just prefer to do it this way because I like it to look nice. My dad's a construction worker and he put it to me, if you're gonna build something, you might as well build it to look nice. And while this may be a game, it still fits. All right. Now, we are going to get our outer gate built. The one I talked about doing forever ago. So let's chop down these trees, get them out of the way. And wall. Microcline blocks. Now this is the spot where I'm going to be putting my gate, the drawbridge in between. Alright, Festian, have a good night. I'm actually going to be ending here shortly because I got to get to work. Actually, I'm going to be ending right now. I just noticed the time. Oops. All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening for Dwarf Fortress. I will be back tomorrow, either or later today, depending on your time zone. Either with some Dwarf Fortress, or we will be doing Tales of Mirrorlith Dungeons and Dragons. I need to make sure that the DM is up for it this week. He's had to take a couple of weeks off. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining me this evening for the stream. I'll be back soon. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, all those good things there on the website, as well as down in the description below. Also, check out the merchandise that we have down below. All the art that you can see on the channel, such as the one over there on the right side. Well, actually, that one's not set up for merch just yet. But we've got a lot of different merch available for all the different art that we get on the channel. So go check it out. It'll help support the artists that make it even more. But yeah. And again, thank you to my patrons, donators, and subscribers. It is because of you guys I'm able to continue bringing these streams to you all. But for now, I bid you all the most fondest adieu. Good night, Salford. Good night, Tokame. Good night, Wired. And good night, Clinodev. Hold out. I'm gonna go find somebody to raid.